She walked into the lobby like she owned it, because technically she could. But when Janelle Rivers handed over her black card, the young front desk clerk didn't see a CEO. He saw a stereotype. What he didn't know was that by the end of the night, his career would be in pieces, his face would be viral on social media, and the woman he mocked would change the hotel's legacy forever. Before we continue, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell to get notified for more, share to friends. Where are you watching from? Please tell us in the comments. We love seeing how far our story goes. The Sable Crown Hotel wasn't just another luxury destination, perched in the heart of Manhattan. It was a playground for celebrities, executives, and foreign dignitaries. A crystal palace towering 25 stories high, dripping in elegance and exclusivity. Janelle Rivers had arrived straight from Tokyo, jet-lagged but sharp as ever. She'd been in meetings for 72 hours straight, negotiating cybersecurity contracts with tech giants and Japanese government officials. Now, all she wanted was a warm bath and peace. Her driver opened the door to the Escalade, and Janelle stepped out like a queen. She wore a tailored Max Mara trench, black stilettos, and oversized sunglasses. Her assistant, Camille, followed closely, wheeling her single Louis Vuitton carry-on. As they entered the lobby, Janelle nodded to the concierge she'd spoken to months ago when booking the penthouse. She liked this place. Discreet, clean, private, or so she thought. At the front desk stood Bryce, a new hire, young, cocky, and under the illusion that he could size people up with a glance. Janelle approached. "Good afternoon, Janelle Rivers," checking into the penthouse. Bryce looked her up and down, then tilted his head. "Do you have ID and a form of payment?" "Of course," Janelle said, removing her sunglasses. She handed him her Centurion card and passport. That's when it began. Bryce stared at the card like it was fake gold. He raised an eyebrow. "This is a Centurion card," he said loudly like an announcement. "You're aware these are invite only?" Camille shifted uncomfortably beside her boss. "Excuse me?" Janelle asked, voice calm but deadly. "They're usually only given to, super high net worth individuals." Bryce looked at the card again. "Do you even know how much this card costs annually?" Janelle didn't blink. "Yes, I pay it every year. Is there a problem?" "I just find it interesting," Bryce smirked. "You don't look like our typical cardholders." The lobby fell silent. An older white couple looked over. A young Latina mom waiting for her check-in clutched her daughter's hand tighter. Camille stepped forward. "Is this some kind of joke?" "I'm just saying," Bryce shrugged. "People try to scam with these all the time. Gotta be careful, you know." Janelle slowly took out her phone and typed a message. "Security team, downstairs. Now." Camille whispered, "Should I call Derek?" Janelle nodded. Derek, her head of legal. Within minutes, a suited man with an earpiece entered the lobby, followed by a second woman holding a black folder. "Ma'am," the man said, "we're ready to proceed with whatever action you'd like. Surveillance is being backed up as we speak." "Wait, what is this?" Bryce asked, suddenly realizing he'd misjudged the moment. "This," Janelle said, "is me giving you a masterclass on consequences." Bryce stumbled. "I didn't mean anything personal. It's just policy." "Policy doesn't include racism," Janelle said, her voice slicing through the lobby. "Nor does it cover public humiliation based on your assumptions." At that moment, the hotel's general manager, Eleanor Davis, came rushing in. "Ms. Rivers, my sincerest apologies. We had no idea." "You had no idea because you never trained your staff to treat every guest with basic dignity." Janelle cut in. "This man mocked me, questioned the validity of my card, and implied I was committing fraud." Eleanor paled. "This is a grave error." "Bryce, please, my office. Now." But Bryce didn't move. He stood, sweating, humiliated. The front desk phone rang, probably corporate already. Janelle turned to the surrounding guests, many still watching. "Let this be a lesson," she said, "that power doesn't always wear a suit and tie. Sometimes it walks in wearing heels, tired from a 13-hour flight, and just wants to be treated like a human being." Back in her penthouse suite, Camille poured a glass of Pinot Grigio as Janelle sank into the couch. "You handled that perfectly," Camille said. "I'm tired of perfection," Janelle replied. "I'm tired of having to prove my worth before I even speak." Later that night, her phone buzzed. Social media had exploded. A guest had recorded the exchange. The video, titled "CEO School's Racist Clerk," was trending. Comments flooded in. "She's an icon. That's how you check privilege. We need more bosses like her, dignified and strong. Why do black women have to be twice as good just to be believed?" The next morning, Janelle received a call from the hotel's board of directors. They wanted to meet in person. When she entered the boardroom the next day, all 12 members stood. The chairman, an older white man named Roger Klein, shook her hand. "Ms. Rivers, we've decided to create a training and mentorship program in your name," he said. "It will focus on racial bias, hospitality equity, and inclusive leadership. You've highlighted a crack in our culture, and we intend to fix it." Janelle smiled. "Good. Then let's do something real. Don't just apologize, change." 6 months later, the Rivers Initiative had launched in 10 cities. Young black and brown interns were now being trained in front desk management, concierge services, and corporate hospitality leadership. One of them, a 19-year-old named Amira, would later become the youngest hotel operations manager in company history. As for Bryce, he was let go, but the story didn't end there. Months later, he wrote a letter. "Ms. Rivers, what I did was wrong. Not just because I got caught, but because I failed to see the world through a lens bigger than my own. I've since completed diversity training, started volunteering with hospitality programs, and I'm still learning. Thank you for holding me accountable." Bryce S. Moral of the story? Prejudice doesn't always wear a hood. Sometimes it wears a name tag and works behind a counter. But when confronted with dignity and truth, even ignorance can be educated. Respect isn't something to be earned through credentials. It's something we owe each other as human beings. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you were Janelle, what would you have done? If you haven't subscribed till now, please do. Your support means a lot. See you on our next story.